Perry Pencil.
Hello and welcome to Perry Pencil. I want to start off by thanking Walter Molinito. He actually gave me the idea to do Evil Deadpool. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's get it started. Thanks again. And for those of you out there for future videos, please let me know about any offbeat characters that you don't see being done, whether it be other popular YouTube art channels, drawing tutorial channels that you feel like I could go ahead on and do and you would prefer me to do them. Please let me know in the comment section. All right, let's begin. Now I'm going to start off like I ordinarily start off with any character, that is with a straight line up and down like so. So as you're following along or watching this tutorial, I'm going to try and keep things simple as possible because it's more on the teaching aspect. I'm going to try not to confuse anybody because I want you to really learn and get this. So what you see me doing, starting out with a simple box with the line in the middle of it. Nothing complicated, nothing more, nothing less. I don't want to confuse anybody. I want you to get this. All right, so now that I have my box set up and right to left set up, we're gonna go ahead and put the shape of Evil Deadpool's head in here. All right, so if you notice, I'm gonna go ahead on and get that oval shape in there. And as I always say in all of my videos, we're not concerned about things being perfect. The point of drawing is solving a problem. You're solving a problem. So as I'm drawing, I'm solving a problem. And the problem could be, oh, okay, well, maybe this looks a little not so great or whatever, but you figure it out as you go along. This line I'm putting here is your temple line. Okay, so when you see me put a line here and here, all right, just to give you an understanding without belaboring or taking too long, is that these two thin lines on the side is where the temple lines go. All right, so what I'm going to do is put a line here for his eyes. This is going to be for his nose, and this is going to be for his mouth. All right, so we have the essential structure of the head here, and he does have, it's going to be a bust drawing. And we'll go ahead on and put his shoulders in. It's just simply right off of where the lip line is normally. That you could drop the shoulder in and let that go off the page. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular because it's not incredibly detail oriented. So you could just let the shoulders go off each side of the page like I'm doing. Divide that line down for right to left. All right, now let's go ahead on and start drawing Evil Deadpool. Now that once you've gotten to this point, and if you need to slow the video down, by all means do so. Get it to this point where you see the eyes, nose, mouth, and then you have everything in place. You can go ahead on and begin the drawing. So off of this, I'm going to start with the outside structure of Evil Deadpool. So I'm going to use my dark pencil here and go ahead on and deal with the exterior. And I'm going to just get the top of his head established. And of course, he got a little speck of hair here. And I'm going to go to the other side. And just come down to where the ear is. Now that that's established, his eyes are asymmetrical, which simply means that they are uneven, which is great. That makes those type of drawings easier to do because they don't have to be perfect. So I'm going to start with the left eye. Now his left eye, I'm going to come over like this with his with the bridge. Let me switch out pencils here really quick, and I'm going to use my mechanical 0.9 lead mechanical pencil. I'm going to go ahead on and start to draw with this eye. So this is exaggerated to make him look crazy. So you see the way I got the eyebrow line going is really simple, just like this, up and over, right onto the temple line. So that's why this is here, so we can draw this in like this. This is his temple line. I'm defining that. Now with his eye, we're going to go right on the eye line and drop that eye in right here. Okay, so the circle already for the eye makes him look a little crazy, right? So we're gonna go ahead and simplify this and drop this in. This is the eyelid. And we're gonna drop that iris in right there. Okay. Now, of course, up under here, we're gonna add some crazy skin line cracks, if you will. His skin is very wrinkly in certain parts because he's meant to look demented. So we're gonna come on over here and put some frown lines in like so. Now we're going to jump on over to his right eye, and we're going to drop it down purposely because Evil Deadpool's eye is extremely asymmetrical. So let's bring that right under this eye. Excuse me, this line rather. It's good to have those lines in place so you can kind of figure out where you want things to be, and drop it down like so. And then we'll put the frown line down here, and then bring a line in over here. And there's another one there. All right, so this eye is not as circular. It's more, almost more natural. So we're going to bring that in and under like this, right? So you have that, and you want to do the same thing we did here. We drop this in for you. So we're going to drop the other iris in right here. Another thing I want to just mention as I'm drawing this is, as you learn to draw as an artist and you are drawing various characters, it's okay for them to look the way you want them to look in your style. It doesn't have to look identical to another artist that you may see and do what they're doing. The point is for you to learn what you're good at and your strong points and what makes you stick out as an artist. Okay, that's not what we're going for here. So if somebody ever says, oh, you know what, this doesn't quite look like this or that, you'll notice I'll say, well, this is what I'm doing. And this, as an artist, you have to separate yourself in the art or industry or drawing industry or comic or whatever you're going to be doing. You have to be set apart from others. Now we're dealing with his nose. Now his nose is skeletal, kind of like Skeletor from He-Man, or if you want to reference Red Skull, there's that look there. So all I'm doing is bringing the line down this way, right, over and then around like this. This nostril is kind of flared open a little bit, and then you can kind of see up in here a little bit, so I'll just drop something in like that. His right nostril or skeletal nostril is collapsed a bit, so it's a little more pushed in on this side. Give a little line here. All right, now off of this we're gonna go right into his heinous smile. So I'm gonna drop the cheek in, kind of like a Joker style, if you will, or Two-Face or someone like that. This face is really distorted and demented looking. So we're going to bring, if you know how to do a happy, everybody universally knows how to usually draw a happy face. Is real simple. So if you see me, I'm just kind of just putting a happy smile in, or a grin. It looks more like a grin actually, not a happy face. All right, so these right here I'm putting in for his, the smiling on the corners of his mouth. And down here is open, and he's missing a bottom lip. So let's just jagged this line here, and then bring the bottom part of his lip over. It looks like he's trying to create a smile, but at the same time he's missing some stuff in regards to his lip and muscles and things like that, which is very, very fun to draw. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna deal with the teeth a little bit. Teeth are not as difficult as people think they really are. I usually just kind of come in and meet this to this. Like if you notice, I went with this way and then this way, right? And then off of this is usually the K9 tooth, and you could just go ahead and jagged that in. And the main point is to when you get to the dividing line in the center, is to meet the tooth in the middle, right here. And actually, I'm going to change this because this is actually closer. Or closed, not closer, excuse me. So it kind of comes this way, and then this kind of comes over. Like you don't see that much of this side of his teeth here. So I'm gonna start with this line for the center here, and you'll see where I'm going, right? And then the K9. See how quickly that was able to be. So it's a jagged line here, here, and it comes over. Now his bottom teeth are gonna interlock, like they're gonna come into one another like this. And then you can put the gum line in, drop that in, like so. And I'm going to shadow that in so it's not confusing to the eye. It's got a little bit of folds here. I'm not gonna go crazy, try and keep it simple. And it looks like he has tears in his flesh. And again, with the interesting thing about what I'm looking at so far concerning Evil Deadpool is I don't know anything about him. You know, how he came about or whatever. but he's pretty cool to draw, I'll tell you that. All right, so around here I'm gonna put some lines in here towards his chin. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my thicker pencil and deal with the exterior again a little bit. So we're gonna put his ear in. So off the eye line here and here is where you can drop in the ear shape, right? You can come into the side of the face like so. And then of course his cheekbone is gonna come in right near where this is, where that curve is here. All right. So off that cheek line, we're going to come in with his jaw and bring that down and in to where the chin is. And then I'm going to close that chin up. Come around the other side and do the same thing. This cheekbone here is going to be a little lower slightly. And then we're going to bring that jawbone in here. Bring that around like so. Now it looks like this part of his ear is torn, so we're gonna just improvise over here. That's what I'm doing. Just the fact that his ear looks distorted or chewed up or beat up or whatever the case may be. And I'll just bring that in like this. All right. Now, I'm gonna come back up to some of the detail in his head. Here it looks like it is a gash here. And I'll have to be honest with you guys. This version of Deadpool almost reminds me of Jason Voorhees, where Jason Voorhees takes the machete to this, actually this side of his head, the left side, but here, that Evil Deadpool has a slash to his right side. So let me know if you think that there's some kind of inspiration in regards to Mr. Voorhees versus Evil Deadpool in the comment section. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring this flap of skin around here. What's happening here is that the head is open. Okay, there's some kind of split in the skin. It's layered, and then he has a weird patch of hair here that I'm gonna go ahead and put in. So this patch of hair is gonna come over right about here. And with this, you could just be free. I'm not too particular about hair and lines and things like that when it comes to each individual strand. You can always, you know, fix that up later, but the point is to get this sketch and drawing out first. Okay, now we got some patches here, and this is what reminds me a little bit of Freddy Krueger here, where you have some of this skin that's looked like it's been burned, or the cancer part of him, the quote unquote may have gotten inspiration from Freddy Krueger here, but nevertheless, that's how you make that look that way. And on his chin here, we got some scars. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish his ear up here. Bring this in. And to do the ear, you bring that line down over here, and then this kind of follows behind this shape. These two shapes go together. Then you have this and then this. And do the same thing over here. This is more mutilated, so you can just put some lines here and make it look chewed or damaged or something like that. I'm gonna go a little darker into here so you can see that eye. And it looks like he has stitch lines that I'm gonna add here. So I'm gonna put that here. Stitch lines are very, very easy. They're literally just little rectangles, like kind of like a staple gun. And he just made sure that the skin doesn't slide off. Not to be graphic, but it's just, he's holding his skin in place. All right. And it looks like he has some coming down in between here. I'm gonna add that. Now, we got the top portion and his head and face and all of that done. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is work on his body now. So for his body, let's go with the darker pencil. We're just gonna put a contour here. Drop that in for his shoulder. I don't want it to be too technical. The reason why I'm not being technical because the bust is a very simple aspect of the human form, because literally you go down here like a coat hanger, do the same thing to his left side and drop that on around just like this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sketch in. Looks like he has a belt that holds some ammunition here, so I'm gonna drop a line in here and lift that up off of his shoulder a bit and bring that line over here. We're gonna come straight down. Actually take up most of this side of his body and bring that around like so. And put a line here, here, right here, and here. Let that go off the page. So to get the metallic look, you can kind of put like some squiggly lines here and just repeat some of what I'm doing. And it's a reflection, so like if something's up here, the metal is like a mirror and it's kind of taking on that shape. And then he has like a choker collar on with spikes. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my pencil out again. And let's add that. So we got some spikes here. And with spikes are very simple. You're looking at rectangular shapes. And as they come around, all you're doing is just dropping them in like this. And he has a smaller one here. And as an artist, what you'll find out is that you want to, whenever you're drawing a character and you want to make sure it's closest to the person or the character as possible, then you've done your job. If someone says, hey, you know, I know who that character is, that's this character or that character. You don't want to be too far off base. You want to get all of the characteristics of what the character looks like and go from there. Now he does have a very, very nice kind of setup where the chest comes in here. We're going to bring that line in like this, and then do the same thing for the right side of him. And then he has the cords, of course, that comes down from behind the ear. And then he has another one that comes in here like that. You're not going to see a lot of it because of the choker. You're going to bring this line here and this line here. Now it looks like part of his outfit here is stitched. I'm gonna let that line go off here. It looks like he stitched together a few other characters or something like that, or they were combined in some way. I'm gonna put some stitch lines here, 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 and just let that go off the page. Let's bring this in. All right, from here, before I get ahead of myself, let me just add this muscle in the chest here and let it go off the page. Okay, from here, I'm gonna clean it up, erase all of the unwanted lines, make it look all nice and neat for y'all. Definitely let me know what it is your thoughts about this character, and in the comment section if you have other characters that you want to suggest that's not mainstream or popular on YouTube at the moment, something that you want to see me do.